What up, gang? Um, I'm gonna talk about the importance of KPIs on yourself. For people that may not know, KPIs are a heavy term used, I think, predominantly within the sales sector, called key performance indicators. It's been interesting, man. Like going on this journey, I've been doing a lot more activity, especially just around doing the recruitment side of it all, and results come from just doing the basics. It's funny. I'm reading this book, which I'll get to it. It's actually at Rapti's house at the moment, but I'll get to it. It's called Atomic Habits, and the guy, he shows a graph, and in that graph, he's like, people think that success is just like this um, constant thing that happens should you do the the work. But I can't say that I know that graph truly, because I haven't had enough results through it, nor have I been consistent. And this is just from the recruitment side. Um, but I've definitely been putting in a lot more, or attempted to be doing a lot more effort and activity, yeah. And recruitment in itself is like a long game, but I think if anything, everything, like whatever you do, I think it's all in a long game. Don't get me wrong, I think there's some people that they can do it and they blow up, and then it's all good, yeah. But I think with anything that you decide to do is you've got to take a long-term approach, and like straight up, sometimes for me that's definitely, I'm trying to get a here and now. But I think as I get older, you've just got to be understanding that for anything good, it takes time. But it's not necessarily that it takes time, it's that you've got to do the right activity. And that's why KPIs are so important, especially in sales, because sales is just driven by output, but collecting that data from the output. And I think a lot of salespeople, generally, even when I was doing sales or even now, you don't want to do or note down the data, because when you note down the data, realistically, it is telling you, hey, you're either doing a lot or you're not doing enough. And recruitment in itself is a hard game, because it's like you're trying to get people, well, it's a relationship game, but there are some areas where it can be very transactional. But you have to sort of put your best foot forward, build these relationships, and then only after some time do you start to see dividends, right? So I, I even that piece of paper thing where I was like trying to track the data. I think it's, you have to just make systems where it's like easy for you to do shit, yeah. Because if it's like too hard, if like shit is out of the way and you can't be bothered, like if the gym is like 20 minutes away from you, you can't be bothered. So shit has to be almost like um seamless in a way. And if it's seamless, that in itself will allow you to do the activity that you may not typically want to do, but it is taking down that data of actually doing it, but also being cognizant of the fact that what are those processes that you need to create that will help streamline what you need to be doing in order to get ahead. And that could be with anything, right? I'm not talking about business. I'm just talking about with whatever that you're trying. It could be about trying to lose weight. You know what I mean? You can't have chocolates and snacks that are within your, that are easy or accessible to you, because that's a, what do they say? It's a recipe for disaster. And so even now, even though I'm doing more activity, I have to collect the data, right? Like you have to see like is it trending on month, or what are the declines, right? Um, and so that's comes to the next step about programming your mind, because I think that I don't know what it is. There's some people that can just do the shit and they do it, and then there's some people that just avoid it like the plague. Um, and that's where engineers are really good, because they understand that you have to be methodical to, every step is valid and a contributing factor to the outcome. Whereas in industries that are not so not so clear cut in the way that uh, success is obtained, or not so, yeah, like I think that, like, if you do X, Y, Z, you know that you're going to get an outcome um, in certain industries, like maybe in building or engineering or whatever it may be, right? But where if it's like a sales game, uh, you, I guess you just have to run the numbers. Like I think that, like, you do a certain amount of X calls and then you land one sale. So what I'm going to try and do is not try, I'm going to do and keep myself accountable to you guys and show you the stats that I do, and hopefully bear results as well. And so then I can be like, all right, cool, I did X, Y, and Z, and these were the results that are coming about. And this year has been a full on year. I'll put it that way. It's been like a hectic year. But it's been a good year of really understanding me, myself. Um, yeah, man, I think that's a good portion. And I think it's like, it also, like, don't get me wrong, there's times where like I'm doing shit and I can get overwhelmed, because I don't know why, but I get overwhelmed. And I think it could be to a lack of preparation and organization. But like, if anyone has done sales or recruitment or something that's similar, knows that it's like hectic, because you're literally trying to do something that um, you don't want to do. It's like, I don't know, it's like, it's hard to explain, but it's like one of those things where it's like, um, you've just got to do it until that feeling of doing it no longer comes into your mind. That's sales. And I think only really truly salespeople, or people that are embarking in sales, really understand this. Because there's other industries where you could probably run a digital marketing campaign via like ads and stuff like that, and it doesn't really hurt. Like this hurts because it's an instant rejection. You can call someone and it's an instant rejection. It's even like putting yourself out on YouTube and stuff like that. It's like real time rejection, which is hectic. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna make sure that I do this data shit and I'm gonna share it with you guys and be like, these are the results. And this is not only from like, I'm gonna do it for my the recruitment. I'm gonna do it for like the TV show promotion. I'm gonna do it for like on LinkedIn, because I've been, scared, even though like I think one of the videos like, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna do it. It's not that it's, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the message, but me figuring out the message is just me being scared. But anyway, this is a rant that I'm just offloading all my thoughts, because sometimes this is therapeutic. Um, yeah, man, data, collecting data, seeing the KPIs is important, and I'm going to share that with you guys. Peace.